Hello everyone, how are all of you? So happy to see all of you. Hello, 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 hello everyone. Hello Xiao Yi. Hello, shall we? Good morning, Kai Xuan. Good morning, Vishwa. How are all of you? So happy to see all of you today. We don't have quite a big crowd today, but not to worry. Wow, Hok Chuan straight away. Do you have Discord, Mr. Arif? I almost registered myself to Discord. Hi, Xie. How are all of you? So happy to see all of you. Boloju Anika. That's a very interesting name. Hi, are you from Switzerland? I have a friend called Anika. Hello, Kaden. So nice to see all of you. Oh, India. Hello. Oh, that's a very unique name. I need one more bubble to 60,000 bubbles from Hao Yan. All right, hopefully you get that. All right, it's 10:30 right now. Welcome to our Saturday P5 science lesson at 10:30. Hello, everyone. Today's a little bit special. You realize that actually Mr. Arif is slightly off center today because there is somebody. Oops. You almost saw that. There's somebody here on my left side. Can you see my left side? Yes, there's somebody here on the left side. It's hidden. Yeah, you can't see it because it's the person is behind a green screen. So as you can see, it doesn't usually when Mr. Arif wave, right, you can see the wrapping, but it doesn't, the warping, not wrapping, the warping, right? So it will be an interesting thing today. All right, so let's begin today's lesson. I'm so happy to see all of you on a Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. Some very basic rules. Please be patient and understanding. Observe gracious and respectful behavior, even in digital space. Ask good and relevant questions, all right? Because I love those people who ask very good questions. And if you ask questions on which I find that it is very, very relevant and it's an excellent question, I'll get the moderator to give you 15 bubbles, 15 bubbles. So let's move on. Now, what are we going to focus on today is on three things. The first being the reproduction of human, to be specific, animals, which is humans, and then the human reproductive system. We go in depth into it. And then the animal reproductive cells. Why do we use animals? Because animal is the bigger group of the human. So as much as we focus on the human reproductive system, but when we go down to the reproductive cells, we're going to make it general as animals. Oh, you're best friends with Alessi. Hello, Anya. So let's begin the first one. Now, what is reproduction? So reproduction is a process by which an offspring or child is produced by their parents. Very clear cut. I think there's no doubt about that. It's clear as day. Now, what we're gonna have a look at this. Ooh, my goodness, what happened to the words? But not to worry. Let me just try to do this. Okay, there you go. So over here, you see at the bottom too, there is actually a Samtrol, a picture by Samtrol and kittens by Kitten Sanctuary Singapore. Okay, so these are the offspring of a particular animal, which is, I'm not sure what's the one on the left. Do you have any idea what's the thing on the left over here? Anybody can make a guess? A sloth. Yes, it is a sloth. Oh no, not a koala. It's a sloth. It's a baby sloth. It's very cute. Don't you think so? The cute eyes and nose. And of course, these are kittens. All right, let's carry on. Now, there are two types of reproduction that you need to know inside your syllabus. The first one being is that it involves two parents, one male sex cell and one female sex cell. Now, I want you to caution this part. Now, I think if I'm not wrong, about 2 months ago, Mr. Arif made a mistake. Mr. Arif said that to produce twins, it is one male sex cell, which is the sperm later on I introduced, and sorry, one egg and two sperm cells. It doesn't work that way. Okay, this is a mistake made by Mr. Arif. It's a huge error. I would like to just correct myself. For sexual reproduction, it is always one and one male and one female. How do twins occur? Because it can happen on which one sperm cell and one egg. Okay, once it's fertilized, is called a zygote. Okay, which is already combined, and then it will split into two. Okay, before it becomes individual embryo embryo, and then fetus, and so on and so forth. So please take note of this. This was an error that Mr. Arif made about 2 months ago. Mr. Arif was looking through all his old videos and realized that Mr. Arif might have said something that is wrong. So please take note of this. Okay, so please do not confuse. It's always 1:1. Yes, correct. Here, Teng Jun, the egg splits. Now, what about asexual reproduction? Now, asexual reproduction involves only one parent. Okay, boys and girls, one parent. It can occur in two types of organism called unicellular and multicellular. Now, I'm going to highlight these words. These words are not inside your syllabus, but it's good for you to know. Okay, it's good for you to know. What is inside your syllabus is the one in green. You know what's yeast, you know what's bacteria. Amoeba is not inside your syllabus, but it's good for you to know. Okay, and multicellular organism, starfish, is also not inside your syllabus. So the one in green, okay, I just want to clarify myself, is in your syllabus. Your syllabus. The one in red, okay, for this sentence is not in your syllabus. Not in your syllabus. But it's good to know, because I do understand that quite a number of you are actually going, you are taking the Science Olympiad. So it's good to expose to all of you. Even in your science magazine, you'll definitely meet this kind of words. So uni means one, multi means a lot. So for humans, are we unicellular or multicellular? Can you all type it inside the chat group? Let's have a look. Multi, yes, we are multicellular. Unicellular, if you're saying you're unicellular, literally this Mr. Arif right here in front of you is one cell. Try imagine if you take you damage his face, then Mr. Arif, Mr. Arif will just die, okay? All right. Yes. But a question by Hok Chuan, if asexual involve one parent, can it, let me scroll up, can it be any gender? All right. So for unicellular, there is no gender to it. There's no gender. There is another way to recognize it, but I'm not going to go through it. It's not a male and female kind of gender that we understand. All right. So let's move on. Now, why is reproduction very important? Okay, because of to ensure the continuity of its own kind to prevent extinction. Now, I see this a lot because I was looking through at the worksheets that all of you did online, and I was looking through the answer that's given, the solution explanation, and so on and so forth. Now, a lot of the explanation out there, even in Genie book right now, we are actually trying to edit it. It either asks you to write this, okay, or this, okay, part A or part B. Now, I want all of you to make it a habit to write both. Okay, to write both. Why? Okay, let me explain it to you. Why do you need to write both? Because if you say to ensure the continuity of its own kind, full stop, then my question is, so what? So continue and then? So if I stop, what happen? Okay, so to prevent that, you extend your answer by trying to explain to prevent extinction. So it's very clear. Now, Mr. Arif, can I just say part B? Why do we reproduce? To prevent extinction. The answer is no. Why? Because there are many factors to cause an extinction of a particular species. Okay, so we need to be complete in our answer. So I want you to make it a habit to write this out to ensure the continuity of its own kind to prevent extinction. Actually, this is one of those phrases which you can memorize for science. It's very clear cut. Okay, John Hammond once said, these creatures don't need our help to survive, but requires our absence to thrive. Wow, Jared was is saying something about that. Yes, so but of course the creatures still need to reproduce or else they will go extinct too, because they don't have any continuity of its own kind. Thank you for sharing, Jared. Now, what is fertilization? Because we use a lot of this word fertilization. What is fertilization, Mr. Arif? So fertilization is the process on which the male sex cell and the female sex cell fuses to form a new organism of the same species. Now, yes, okay, somebody already asked. Very good. Teacher, is fertilization and fertilizer the same thing? No, they are not the same thing. Okay, fertilizer is a particular compound or a chemical that you use as a form of nutrients for the plants to grow. Now, we don't need fertilizer as a human being for fertilization. Okay, fertilization is a totally different concept than fertilizer in that sense. Okay, so please take note. Okay, so fertilization. So do you need to memorize this? I do not think so that it is important for you to memorize it, but it's good for you to memorize it so that when somebody asks you what is fertilization, you say, oh, is that thing, the egg and the sperm fuse. Okay, so you'll find it very strange. So I would prefer you to memorize this. Will it come out in an exam? I have yet to see any schools testing this in an exam, but it can be tested because fertilization is part of your syllabus. So please take note. Now, what are the keywords that are needed inside this? Okay, there are many keywords in this, so I just need you to take note of it. Number one, you need to tell me that it's a process. Okay, it is process, it's not a method, it's a process. Number two, you need to tell me that there's a male and female sex cell. Okay, what are the nouns inside it? It's a male and a female sex cell. If you wrote male sex cell and a male sex cell, is wrong. If you wrote female sex cell and female sex cell, is also wrong. So you need, these are your keywords. Now, the next thing that you need to take note of is the verb fuses. Okay, after fuses, what happens? Okay, so the first part of it, if I were to break it down, is this part. We stop here. This is your, actually, your, if I were to mark, this would be your 1 mark. Okay. Then the other 1 mark is this whole thing. Okay, what are the keywords that you need to find out? To form, where's the highlighter? To form a new organism, same species. Okay, the word same species is important. So it is quite chunky for you to memorize. Wow, teacher, this is so long. Why are we supposed to memorize this? Now, let me share with you what is the actual definition as you move on to higher level. Then you can appreciate that actually this is fine. You can actually memorize this, okay? I'll just show it to you. At the higher levels, what are you supposed to memorize? This is what you're supposed to memorize at the higher level, which is even longer, okay, boys and girls? So be appreciative that you are in primary school. You're supposed to just memorize a very simple thing. Now, as you move on higher, yeah, this is what you're supposed to memorize. Fertilization is a fusion of nuclei of the sperm and egg to form a new organism of the same species. In animals, the process involves a sperm fusing with an ovum, eventually leads to the development of an embryo. Very long, not needed in primary school. Okay, not yes, nuclei. Teacher, what's nuclei? I have not learned it yet. Okay. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Okay. For all you know, if I meet you in secondary school or junior college, then probably I'll be going through it. Okay, so I'm going to circle this. So boys and girls, please take note. You do not need to memorize this one. This is for the higher level. Okay, for higher level. I even wrote this in bold. So don't need to memorize it. Just for your own appreciation that you're actually memorizing something that is shorter at primary school. All right. So let's move on. So what is the importance of reproduction, as I've mentioned previously, is to, just in case you've forgotten, to ensure the continuity of its own kind to prevent extinction. So have a look at this. Now, what you see at the bottom left over here is the Spix macaw. Now, boys and girls, can you guess whether do they still exist anymore on planet Earth? No, it doesn't. Sadly. Okay, did it appear in a Disney movie? Yes, called Rio. Okay, it's so sad that it is extinct. You cannot find this anymore. So boys and girls, in your lifetime, things are going to go extinct. Now, what about the northern white rhinoceros? Not yet. Yes, I didn't check, but if I recall, I do recall that there was one student that told me that actually the last 2 female northern white rhinoceros just passed away a few months ago. 2 more. Okay, I'm not sure. I need to check again. But I know as of 2021, January 2021, there's no more male northern white rhinoceros. There's only 2 female northern white rhinoceros, and for sure it's gonna go extinct. Reason being, because remember the definition: male sex cell and female sex cell. You cannot have a female sex cell and female sex cell. Now, some of you might be reading a lot more. Okay, some of you might be reading a lot more, teacher, and you say that, okay, teacher, there is new ways to form there's some gene technology of some sort, of which you can take 2 eggs and then you form a newborn, the same species, a newborn of the same species. It is possible, but the success rate is very, very low. Very, very, very low. Okay, there is. Okay, yeah, like in Jurassic World. Yeah, like Jurassic World. True, true. So That's the reason why we as humans and you as students need to not only learn science, but actually to appreciate science and practice what you learn and preach what you learn. Right. So in the future, you are going to have children and you will tell your children like, hey, mommy and daddy is so sad that these things pass away when mommy and daddy is, I don't know, 12 years old, 11 years old, 13 years old, you know, and you are the children that is going to inherit planet earth, and you got to take care of the environment, or else all these things will start to go extinct. So we as students of science must be able to protect. Okay, now a very good question by Shivani. Why can't they just do asexual reproduction? Now, the reason they can't is because of the number of chromosomes, so on and so forth, and the method of reproduction that is involved in is unique for a particular species. All right. So that's the reason why we can't just. It's like you're asking human, why can't human just asexually produce? Meaning, Mr. Arif is, I don't know, going to produce another Mr. Arif. Okay, we can't. We can't do that. All right. So that's the reason why it is. So please, boys and girls, you learn science to appreciate science and also to practice what you learn. Knowledge is only useful, is only powerful when you apply it. So let's move on. Now, the human reproductive system. So we're going to go back and focus on the human reproductive system, which is the second part of my lesson, which is, there's two pictures over here, one on the left and one on the right. Now, boys and girls, let's begin with the one on the left. Can you tell me, is this a male or a female reproductive system? A male? This is a female, boys and girls. This is a female reproductive system. And the one on the right, of course, would be the male reproductive system. Now, when I'm teaching this topic in school, the boys and girls always, okay, you don't need to, you do not need to be so gigglish about it. These are, you are all humans, so you need to learn about this because this is very important. Later on, I'll introduce my friend very soon, which is, here comes the new challenger. Okay, so I'm going to do a magic trick. So my friend, are y'all ready? You have to shout abracadabra. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, abracadabra. Woo! Ta-da! Okay, so this is my friend here. Okay, it doesn't have a name. It is a human model. Okay, lame. I think just lame. Okay, how I wish I could do something, some special effects. Okay, so over here I am. Now the question is, Mr. Arif, why are you showing us the human model? We don't need to learn everything inside here in our primary school syllabus. Now let me share with you a story about my friend when I was at the university. Yeah, I was not at. I mean, I was studying in National University of Singapore, NUS. Okay, so what happened is that the girl is a very smart girl. She's a straight A student. However, she doesn't even know where are the different organs placed in the human body, which is quite sad. And to the extent that later on, it was a joke until today that she thought that the baby, the fetus, was actually swimming inside her urinary bladder, on which when water bag bursts, that's where all the urine comes out, which is not true. It's by the amniotic fluid. It's inside your the bag. And okay, so let me just go through it so you understand where are all the different organs. Okay, so if your teacher didn't show this to you, so I'm gonna show it to you. Okay, so this is, everything is the same for male and female except for the reproductive organ and of course some features like the breast. Okay, so over here is the breast. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. So over here, if I were to turn it around, what you see over here is actually your rib cage, and this is the sternum. This middle part is your sternum. Actually, you can feel your sternum. If you feel it's quite hard, and then it becomes soft. So the soft part is here, this part. Okay. Okay. Oh yes. Can. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much. I need to stop share and there you go. Can everybody see this? Okay, I'm gonna restart again. Okay. So this is the human model. These are all your recap. This is your sternum. So this is the part where I'm pressing. It's a soft part on which this is where it is. Okay, I'm gonna stand out a bit. Okay, you can feel it, and then that's the soft part. This is where it is. Okay, this is also where your liver and your stomach is. So I'm gonna take it out. So have a look. This is your rib cage, and this is the sternum. This is what the inside looks like. And these two are your, anybody know what is this? Can you type it inside the chat group? is the lungs. Correct. These are your lungs. Okay, so have a look at this. Now, do you see this part? Okay, so this is where your blood vessels are in. Okay, so I hope you can see it. Okay, and this is your heart. Okay, this is your heart. This is your heart. It's actually the size of a human fist. Not really an accurate depiction in this, but it is. Now, I'm just gonna open it to show it to you. Okay, let me just open it slowly. Have a look. Okay, so all these parts you learn it at secondary school biology. Okay, so if you want to learn more, you can learn it at secondary school biology. Okay, so over here we just do something simple. I'm just going to show you a 360 view of it. Now, we move on. Now, you can actually see here, these are where all your blood vessel is and where the air sac is. Now, as you can see, this is where this is not your this is not your gullet, okay, boys and girls. This is your windpipe. As it goes down, can you see this veins and arteries that goes down? This is, can you see the cartilage over here? The one that I said about your windpipe? Yeah, it's over here. All right, so this is, what is this? This is the largest organ in your body. This is your liver. Very good. What's the function of liver, boys and girls? Do you know? Ting Jun, what's the function of liver? To eat, yes. They whether it's the Malay, Chinese, or Indian culture, they do eat the liver of animals. Okay, to clean your blood. To clean your blood. Not exactly, but to detoxify. There's a bile in it that contains your enzyme. Okay, clean impurities in your food. Okay, acceptable. Okay. Now this is your stomach. Okay, so you can see your stomach is just above this is your large intestine, small intestine, just above. Okay, definitely below your heart. Now, if you want to know what does your stomach looks like, okay, there you go. No, teacher, no. Okay, so this is, okay, as you can see, it's quite muscular and it's quite wavy inside, to put it in other words. Okay, it's quite wavy. Okay, the reason being is because your stomach can expand. If you don't realize it, actually, when you eat very, very full, right, you can see actually your stomach is bulging out. Okay, that's your stomach. Okay, so back here is actually your kidney is just below. Okay, let me just show it to you. So this is what I'm taking out is your large intestine. Okay, this is your large intestine. But of course, the front part, okay, over here, this is your small intestine. Boys and girls, digestion completes at which organ? Can you please write it down? Inside the chat group. Small intestine. So please, no, not large intestine, small intestine. Small intestine is where all your digestion ends. Okay, your digestion is completed at the small intestine. At the large intestine, there is no more digestion. It's just absorbing of water. So here we go. Okay, so this is what, okay, if you are wondering what are all this, these are actually your muscle fibers. Okay, so this is, can you see? There are veins over here. Now, I was actually checking some of your work online when you were writing the answers. Some of you were saying that the circulatory system is not connected to the large intestine because the large intestine is in the digestive system and the veins and arteries are inside the circulatory system. Now, I need you to recall that they have to work together. Then some of you might be saying, teacher, it absorbs water. So if large intestine absorbs water, it means it must be in the circulatory system. No, that's wrong. Okay, the large intestine is still in the digestive system. Its function is to absorb water of undigested food. Okay, undigested food. Okay, and how is this water being transported away from the large intestine to the rest of the body? Is through the circulatory system made up of your blood vessels. Blood vessels are made up of what? Arteries and veins. So please remember that. Okay, so if you're wondering what it looks like, okay, I'm gonna take out a portion of it. Okay, you can't really see. It's actually just this brown parts over here. Okay, so let me put it back. And there you go. Now, boys and girls, if you realize these are actually your kidneys. Your kidney is like a filter that will help to clean the water and produce the urine. Now, what does the kidney look like? It looks like this. When will you learn about kidney? You will learn it. You will learn it at secondary school. Oh, some of you are asking, where is the appendix? Okay, the appendix is no. Wait, where is it? Yes, the appendix is actually there's supposed to be a small part over here, the appendix, but they didn't make an appendix in this model. All right. So now I need you to appreciate something. Okay, just in case you do not know where the different positions, I'm gonna put it. I'm not gonna complete it. I'm just there. You go. Okay, see this is where the heart is. This is where the stomach. Where's my stomach? This is where your stomach is. Oops. There you go. This is stomach is. Can you see the relative position of each of the organs? Okay, so please do not. I do know some pupils in my school, right? The stomach here, above where the lungs are. It doesn't make sense. Okay. So question, teacher, is the lung in front or behind of the heart? Is in front in that sense. Okay, there's a proper word, anterior, posterior, but I'm not gonna use it now to explain so that it's not confusing. All right, now what you see over here, kidney, as you can see going down here, this is where your reproductive organs are. Okay, boys and girls, this is where your reproductive organs are. So now everything that I've shown you are the same for whether it's male or female. Okay, so the only difference is the reproductive organ over here. So over here, what you can see is actually your male reproductive organ. Okay, it's made up of this part, the front part. So if I look at this is the penis for male. Okay, what does the penis look like? Okay, so if I take it out, here you go. Okay, this is just the penis part. Okay, so it's made up of muscular tissue. Over here, you can see that this is the part on which the semen or the urine exits. All right. So over here, if you look at here, so as you can see, here we go. Here, right? So you take out, these are your what boys and girls always say, balls. Okay, these are your testes. Okay, so I want you to appreciate the different angles. All right. Now, what is this bulging thing? I'm gonna open it. Okay. Now, what do you see over here? Okay, I'm just gonna use one of it. All right. So just now, if I were to split this up, okay, so do a full view of it. Okay, let's. There you go. Okay, so on the side view, this is the penis. This is the testis. This, can you see the line over here? Let me orientate myself. Okay, this line. Okay, that goes all the way down. This is your urinary bladder. This is where your urine is being stored before you pee. Okay, before it comes out. Okay, so this is the place. Now, some of you might be asking, how does the sperm comes out from? Okay, so over here there is actually I can't show it in this model, but the sperm can you see that there's this line over here that come out? It's actually supposed to be connected to the testis. Okay, this is where the sperm. So you might be asking, teacher, so the sperm and the urine goes through the same passage? Yes. Okay, it will go through the same, this part to the urethra is the same passage. Teacher, must I know it in detail? No, don't need to know. When will I need to know? Secondary school biology. Okay, so will this come out in exam? They will just ask you to compare or identify the different features. Do I need to remember the word urethra? No, don't need. It's not inside your syllabus, but it's good for you to know and understand where are all these the anatomy of the human body. Now, I want you to remember this part, okay? Because this is the same feature that female have too. Because male and female both have to urine, right? Okay, so for female, same thing. Okay, some of you might be wondering, you don't believe me? Same thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it out. Now I'm gonna turn it this way. Okay, and I'm gonna turn it down. So meaning from here. Okay, so remember from this angle at the top. Okay, I'm gonna take this thing out. It looks like a spaceship. Okay, maybe I use this spaceship. Okay, it's not spaceship. Okay, now what you see over here is actually a fetus. Okay, escape pod. Yeah, it's a fetus. So this is where your baby will grow. Your fetus will grow. Okay. So if I were to look at this now, I remember my friend that made the mistake and say that baby is swimming inside bladder. No, they are not. Let me show it to you. Okay, so I'm gonna split this up from angle R. Split this up. Where is the baby? The baby is here. Okay. Alright, there you go. The baby is here. Okay, can you see? The baby is here. Now, where is the front and where is the back? So if you're still not sure, oops, I keep using the word baby. It shouldn't be the word. It should be fetus. Okay. So this is the front. Remember the front. Okay, that's where the head of the fetus is. So I'm gonna go exactly here. Now I'm gonna turn to the front. Now you and turn at this side. Now what you realize that this top part is the front forward. Okay. This is where the urinary bladder is, and this is where the urethra is. This is where urine is excreted. All right, girls and boys, this is where the urine is excreted. Is it the same as the male? Yes. Let me find that angle. How do I show this? Wait, let me orientate myself. I should get this one. Yes. All right. There you go. Okay. So the one on my right is the male. The one on my left is the female. Now have a look. This is the. If I can hold it side by side properly. No, I can't. That's okay. There you go. This and this is the same thing. Urinary bladder. This is the urethra. This is the urethra, where urine exit. All right, boys and girls. So I hope you understand that. Now, a woman have a vagina in the middle. Oops, the baby. A male doesn't have a vagina. Okay, but a male have the anus and rectum. Females have an anus and a rectum at the back. Okay, so if you are still not sure where is where, very simple. For a female, they have something extra in the middle, which is called the vagina. That's where the passageway on which the sperm is being deposited. Okay, boys and girls, the sperm is being deposited and the egg is being fertilized and it moves up to where the womb is. Where does poop come out from? Here at the back. Where does poop come out from? From male, it's at the back too. Let's see. No, not this one. There you go. Where does poop come out from? Excreted. Okay, not poop, waste at the back. At the back. Okay. So I hope you understand where is what. So do not confuse urinary bladder with your womb. Okay. Your baby is not inside your urine. Okay. It is here. Okay, again, wrong word, not baby. Your fetus. Your fetus is not inside your urinary bladder. It is inside your womb here. Vagina all the way out of here. All right, so I hope you can understand this and also appreciate especially your mothers. Okay, mothers, can you imagine if I were to put this back up, okay, the amount of pressure that there is, this is probably an early stage baby, a fetus. Okay? Can you imagine your baby, if you have a baby brother, try imagine a baby brother here. So what is happening during pregnancy is that as the fetus grows bigger, it's going to push all of the organs. That's the reason why if you see on MRT, there's a sign that tells you that please give up your seat to a pregnant lady. It's because of this. It is not easy. Try imagine your lungs, your kidney, your whatever organs that you have is being pushed. Okay, it's being compressed. Will the mother die? It's created that hopefully the mother doesn't die because of all this. They can survive. So do appreciate women. Okay, love them, especially your mother. They went through 9 months of pregnancy. Can you imagine? It's not a case of which, I'm so tired of carrying you, my child. I'm gonna take it out and put it one side. It doesn't work that way. Yes, and why pregnant lady always vomit? It's very sad when I see people saying, oh, this pregnant lady always vomit. Yeah, why? Because the baby is pressing onto the stomach. Okay, as the fetus it grows. Try imagine a human being, a child, is pressing on this thing. It's really pressing, even on your lungs. Okay, so it's affecting the entire human anatomy. All right, so Mother's Day is coming, boys and girls. Please appreciate your mother. Tell them how much you love them. Write them a note. Even though I do know that some mothers always say, yeah, why you always give me this? Okay, some mothers are just like that. They react in a very strange way, but deep down inside their heart, they actually love you a lot and they appreciate you all. Okay, so please remember that. Love your mother and your father, of course. So let me carry on with my lesson. It's already 11:04. Where is my share screen? Here we go. Yeah. Just give me a moment. And it's back up. All right. Are you all able to see my screen? Let me just write something. Are you all able to write the words that you see on my screen? Yes. Can we hide the body? Yes, I can hide the body. Actually, you can also hide Mr. Arif in 3, 2, 1. Okay, wait. The magic trick is not the 3, 2, 1, go. Mr. Arif is disappearing. And Mr. Arif will up here. There you go. It's actually a green screen. Okay, good. I can see a lot of you writing the word hello. Reason being is because you can see my slide. So that's good. All right, so let's carry on with today's lesson. So the first one is the penis. What is the function of the penis? Mr. Arif, must I memorize this? Yes, the answer is yes. These are the parts and the functions that you need to memorize. So it is the pathway through which the male reproductive cells are released, and it's also where the urine is being released to. Now, testes produces the male reproductive cells. So what's the difference between IS and ES? Which one is plural? Which one is singular? Yes, Jared, I do not want you to write such word. IS is singular or plural? Boys and girls, do not know? IS is singular. Very good. Testis is singular. Testis is plural. Moving on. So this is where I was talking about the womb and the uterus. It is the organ. Now, I do understand some teachers use the word location. I would prefer you to use the proper term, the organ, where the fertilized egg is implanted and the embryo is developed during pregnancy. So just in case you have forgotten where it is, let me find the part. Okay, wait, it's behind here. Ta-da, there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna break this up slide again. So here we go. It's pretty small because it's a small screen. Yeah, so this is the vagina. Remember, the vagina is in the middle. This is where the male reproductive cells are deposited and passageway for the baby to pass through during birth. All right, so carry on. The fallopian tube. Now, I didn't really tell you this, but this part is actually the fallopian tube. Okay, where is the fallopian tube? I'm going to highlight it in the diagram here. Okay, this is the fallopian tube. Okay, the fallopian tube connects the ovary. Okay, ovary. Those are the ovaries. The ovary is where the female reproductive cells are being produced. This female reproductive cell is called an egg cell. Right, boys and girls, I'm just going to rewind a bit on the male reproductive cells. This is called your sperm. So to make it very, very clear. Are we good? Okay, now, very good question I see from Yi Chui Lim. Okay. Can the baby die in the mother's stomach? Now, the question is a good question, but in itself, it is wrong. Why? Because remember what I share with all of you. Stomach. No, you don't come from your mother's stomach. Stomach is way high up in the middle, and then the womb is at the bottom. Okay, so you need to use the proper term. It's called womb. Okay, it's called a womb. The answer is yes, they can die. If, of course, his stomach is acidic, the baby will definitely die. Yeah, I hope no mother eats the baby. All right, but if it's the womb, there is a possibility of stillbirth. All right, so use the correct words. So because you are science students, so use it properly. Can the baby die in the mother's womb? The answer is yes. Can the mother die while carrying the baby? Yes. Okay, there's so much factors and possibility, but if you are in with the new medical technology and the ability of doctors nowadays, your survival rate when you're pregnant is way much higher. Let's move on. Now, what are these cells? Very obviously, on the left, what is it, boys and girls? Can you please type it out? It is the sperm. What is happening? My goodness. Just give me a moment. This is the sperm. This is the male reproductive cell. This is the egg. This is the female reproductive cell. Now, what are the different features of the sperm? This is the tail. This is the head. This is where the nuclei, singular. This is where the nuclei is. All right. So do take note of it. Very good. Mr. Arif, your screen is too small. Boys and girls, is my screen too small? Moderator, is my screen too small for the slides? Wait, who said yes? I need to check. No, it's fine. All right, it is fine. It's still recording. All right. What's the function of tail? I'm going to explain it next. Okay. Now, the function of the tail is to travel towards the egg. There should be a full stop over here. Okay. Now, boys and girls, I do understand that some schools, some books use the word swim. Okay, the correct word is travel. But if your teacher insists on using the word swim, then by all means, please follow what your teacher tells you to do so. What is the numbers? Okay. Can you exit full screen and enter? Okay. All right. Just give me a moment. The moderator is telling me that some of you are not able to see it. Stop mirroring. Just give me a moment. Okay. Are you all able to see my screen? Okay. Let me just write this word. Can boys and girls, if you can see the word that I've just written on the screen, okay, the one with the arrows, can you please write it down? Apple. Moderator and pupils, is the screen of the slide still very small? And can you see me waving? Can you see me waving? Yes, you can. Okay. All right. Let's carry on. So what is the numbers? It is actually by the millions. All right, boys and girls, it is by the millions. Now, let's go and try our first bubble question. Just give me a moment. Let me activate it. Are you all ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. You have exactly 1 minute to try this. Chiche, you're not able to see me? Or are you able to see me now? You are still not able to see me. Moderator, can you help with Go Chi Che, student ID 51890? Oh, very good question. Jared asks, why am I going through puberty at a certain age? Okay, Jared, I'll get back to you very soon. Aini Asri, you're not able to see the bubble question. You should be able to see my slides itself. That's where the questions are. All right. 12 of you were not able to participate. Okay. Boys and girls, if you have difficulty you can't choose the option or whatsoever, I'm giving you time as I try to explain this question. Try to log out and then log in again. All right. So you should have more than enough time for this. For the rest of you, let me answer one of your friends' question first before I move on to bubble question 1. Some of you be asking, teacher, why am I going through puberty earlier? Why are some of my friends later? So on and so forth. Now, puberty is a stage on which it really varies from one person to another. Some of you will go through it earlier. Some of you will go through it later. There's no right or wrong age for you to go through puberty. It really depends on your own body. Now, why do we learn this topic is so that you can appreciate and understand that it is normal, it is human. You do not need to be ashamed of, neither should you be laughing at your friends if they are going through puberty. Example of puberty could be in the case of boys, especially your voice start to break. You become a very deep, mellow, manly voice, so on and so forth. Okay, for ladies, okay. Now, boys, I need to emphasize this. This is very important because I tell this to all of my students when I was teaching at Mahabodhi School. Now, if especially the girls, and girls also, you need to support your fellow girls, fellow female friends. Now, menstruation, for when women go through puberty, they go through this process called menstruation, on which they will start to bleed. Okay, bleeding is normal, is part of the cycle. Now, the thing is, sometimes you do not know when you bleed. It's not like, oh, I feel pain and I'm gonna bleed, or there's like an option, or like your phone, like ding ding, you're gonna bleed now. Okay. Yes, in other words, Iman Hadi say it is period. Okay. And because it is sudden, okay, especially the first time that it occurs, it can seep through your pants or your skirt. Okay, boys, when you see that, please, please, please do not embarrass your female friends. Okay, if you are shy to tell the girl, tell your other female friends to tell her, or approach your teacher or a trusted adult. Okay, boys and girls, please do not embarrass each other. Understand them. You are students of science. You should be knowledgeable and shouldn't be childish. For pupils that laugh are usually people which two things can happen. One, you're childish. Number two is that you have no knowledge of science. That's why you are laughing at it. Okay, so please do not embarrass them. Girls, do not be afraid. Do not feel embarrassed. This is a natural process. Be proud of it. Okay, be proud of it. And of course, please support your female and male friends. Right? It's totally normal. It's fine. Okay, I tried to hide my laughs. Okay, so Jared, you shouldn't even be trying to laugh in the first place. Okay, yes, you want to say girl power. All right, so let's carry on with this lesson. Why is it necessary for an adult male to release such a large number of sperms for reproduction? The correct answer is actually option 4, B, C, and D. Now, it increases the chance of a human egg being fertilized. Some sperms are defective and not fully developed. This is true. Most sperm will die before reaching the egg, which is also true. Then one sperm is needed to fertilize many eggs. No, no. Okay, so what happened at one point of time? Okay, a woman will only release one egg, one fully developed egg. Now, there are some instances, like for example, twins, so on and so forth, they produce more, or twins or triplets, quadruplets, so on and so forth, reproduce more than one fully functional egg. It can happen, boys and girls, it can happen. All right, so but more often than not, is only one egg at a time. But for male, at one time they release their sperm is by the millions. All right, why millions? It is a natural creation. Most sperm die before they reach the egg. Now, you might be wondering, teacher, okay, so this is the female vagina. It looks very short. Yeah, your sperm are microscopic, okay, boys and girls. So it is actually a very long distance for them to travel up to meet the egg, to even meet the egg. All right, so that's the reason why it's created as such. Some sperm are defective and not fully developed. It is true. So boys, when you grow up, you become a male. If your doctor tells you to go for a check for your male reproductive system, don't be surprised if your doctor say that there are some defective sperm. You don't like, defective? Everything must be perfect and working. No, it's not necessarily true. And it's normal. It's normal for all men. Okay, so don't be alarmed. All right, let's move on. So this is a reproductive male. Let me check what happened to, oh, there's something strange. Okay, now is there any movement? There is no movement. Okay, there's no movement of it. It doesn't have a tail, no movement, teacher. But then how does it move through the fallopian tube? Now, the fallopian tube itself has some rhythmic movement to allow the egg to go to the womb area on which there will be fertilization occurring. Why can't it be called an ovum? You can call it an ovum also. No problems with that. Okay, an egg or an ovum. Now, by the numbers, again, like I said, more often than not, it's just one. In some instances, which is rare, that's why you see that was that twins, triplets, quadruplets, so on and so forth are quite rare. It's not like a normal thing that you see it's not seen very commonly. Okay, so more often than not, it's just one fully functional egg. Now, let's go through bubble question 2. Give it a try, boys and girls. Let me switch this on. Bubble question number 2. Here we go. You have 30 seconds to complete this. Is an egg a living thing? Jaden asked a very good question. Jaden, so you need to ask yourself, is a human cell a living thing? Is a plant cell a living thing? So if it is, then an egg cell is what cell, so it is a living thing. Yes, but it's a good question, Jaden. People ask that a lot. Yes, you're doing the question. I'm looking through the chat to just check that I didn't miss out any question. If I miss out any question, I'm so sorry. All right, so let's have a look. This should have a better yes. Oh, that's strange. Now 18 of you did not answer. Why is that so? Try to give it a try. I want you to try, at least try and participate. Now the correct answer for this is option number 2. Reproduction is to ensure the continuity of the species. Now over here, what is missing? Like what I've taught you, to prevent extinction, right? All right, so this is a multiple choice question. Hence, you choose the best answer. But if it's an open-ended question, I need you to write the full complete answer. Jaikis. Okay, not to worry. Just stay focused and try to read. Reproduction is to allow more living things to die. No. Reproduction is to ensure that living things can grow older. No. Reproduction is to allow the number of living things to remain the same. Definitely not. Let's move on to our next bubble question. So this is something that I've just mentioned it. I'm going to give you a slightly longer time to read first before I press the start button for the reproductive system. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Elizabeth Xiao has a very good question. When does women get their puberty? It really varies from one person to another. I do know that there are some girls that get puberty as young as P3. I've not seen P2 yet, P3, but it's very, very rare. It is possible. Okay, it is possible. Okay, so it really varies. There are people that is as late as secondary 1, 2, 3. Right? It's not a competition, okay? Boys and girls, not a competition. I must go through puberty first. No, there's no competition for this. All right. Okay, the number of students that did not participate reduced. So that's a good sign. So let's try to bring it down to 0. I want 100% of you to participate. So the correct answer is option number 2. Which part of the female reproductive system is the fallopian tube? This is I've already shown it to you just now, which I highlighted it. This is the fallopian tube. Let's try question number 4. I'm giving you time to read before I start. In 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, as you are trying, I'm going to read the questions that you all have. Ainui Asri asked, does boys get a puberty later than girls? Not necessary. It's really not necessary. It really depends. It varies. And just ask. Don't be afraid to ask. I do know of some parents who are a little bit uncomfortable to go through this topic, but that's my duty as a teacher to go through this topic so you understand it better. Does male get puberty? Yes, male and female both go through puberty. So the correct answer for this, it produces the female reproductive cells. C is your, what is C? Boys and girls, what is C? What is part? What is part C? What is part C, boys and girls? Ovary, very good. Ovary, yes, excellent. Question from your friend. Okay, I'll go through question 5 first. I'll let you all read first, then I'll answer one of the questions from your friend. Here we go. Give it a try. You have 1 minute to try this, so don't rush. So let me scroll up the chat, and I know one of you. Okay, so there are a few questions by some of your friends. Elizabeth Xiao asked, does male get puberty? Yes, both male and female go through puberty. Sri Dashni asked, do boys have blood like girls? You mean going through menstruation? No. Why? Because they do not have this entire process, the extra organ. Remember I said that there's the extra organ in the middle where the vagina, the womb, the uterus, fallopian tube, ovaries, so on and so forth, is only in female. So they do not go through any such bleeding process. How are hybrids made by visual? What do you mean by hybrids? Okay, do animals go through puberty? Yes, they do go through of a certain form. How do we know if boy is going through puberty? So This is a quite interesting question. It should have been gone through in your school, but let me just go through it very, very generally. Okay, so one of the thing that what occurs before puberty or the precursor before puberty is the production of hormones. Now, these sex hormones are the one that changes us. Okay, for male, there are a few things that will happen. Okay, one, there could be a case of more pimple appearing on your face. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the voice will change. It will become deeper. Male will start to produce semen. Okay. Three, there will be pubic hair growing at the different parts of the body, the armpit, and for the male, it's near the male reproductive system. Okay, then what about female? Female, again, could be a case of pimple, the sex hormones appearing. So it could be a case of pimples start to appear. Okay, you will go through menstruation. That means there will be bleeding. Pubic hair will start to grow. Where are your pubic hair? It's at your armpit and also where your reproductive organ area is, where your groin area is, for both male and female. So can we prevent pimple? It really differs from one person to another. Some people go through puberty without having any pimple. So it really differs. All right, boys and girls. So let's move on. Before I move on, what's the correct answer for this? It is option number 2. Okay, it is a passageway for the baby to pass through during childbirth. That's strange. Let me just go through. It is where urine is removed from the female body. Boys and girls, no. I have to repeat this again. Urine does not exit from the vagina. Urine exit from the urethra. Okay, where is this urethra? Urethra is this tube. Okay, does a woman have a penis? No, a woman does not have a penis. A woman have this. It's the same thing. Okay, just think about okay, just okay, imagine I just remove the penis. All right, for a female, okay, this is where the urethra is. This is where the exit is. Okay, where the baby come out is not where the urethra is, not where the baby go through, or else it'll be very, very painful. Okay, it's through the vagina, which is your birth canal. So please take note of this. And of course, your baby does not swim in a bag, in your bladder where urine is. Okay, it is in your water bag, okay, which contains amniotic fluid. So please take note of that. Now, it is where the fetus develop. No, this is not where. Vagina is not where the fetus develops. So where exactly is the vagina? Let me just explain it explicitly. Okay, there you go. Vagina. This is where your baby is growing. All right, are we good? Now, it acts as a wall to prevent objects from entering the female reproductive system. No. Okay, vagina. Okay, so the vagina is the passageway for the baby to pass through during childbirth. So please take note of that. Now, this question number 6. Let's go through this. 30 seconds. What is the function of cell A? All right. This is a common question. I marked it online. Quite a number of you, teacher, this shouldn't be a cell. It should be structure A. Now, I need you to take note. It asks for the function of A. Okay, the correct answer is, let me just show it to you. Let me bring this up. All right, it fuses with the egg to develop into a baby. So it asks for a cell, it didn't ask for structure. So it is actually pointing to the sperm cell, not asking for the structure there is pointing. So please take note, there's a differences. So if the question asks for structure, then your answer cannot be point 1. It should be the structure of cell A, or part A to be exact, is to allow for the sperm to travel towards the egg. Now, let's try the next question. How are eggs and sperm cell made? Very good question by Genesis. So the sperm cell is made in the testis, where you call the balls, okay, the testis, and the egg is made in the ovary. Hope that clears up. How many sperms will a male produce, like say by the millions? How are egg and sperms in it? Really, a baby? What about a fetus? Yes, fetus. Yes, I keep using the word baby. Okay, so the answer for this is option 1, which is the egg. Of course, this is the egg. This is the sperm. Quite obvious. Let's move on to the next question. Last question for the day. Is there such a thing as twin sperm by one of your friend? There are such thing called the defective sperm, which is a two-headed sperm. But you are not going to learn that. You're only going to learn that at university if you learn about human anatomy. Okay, not needed. Yes, almost the end of the lesson. This will be our last question. I'll end off today's lesson with this and the summary. Now, which of the following statements are true? Okay, sperm are produced by the male testes. This is correct. Okay, I'm just giving you the first clue. When all living things reproduce, a sperm and an egg is needed. When all living things, remember there's two types of reproduction, sexual and asexual. All right, so D is definitely out. So D is out, D is out, D is out. All right, so let's go through the answers since the time is up. Eggs of all animals have hard shell. No, our human eggs does not have hard shell. Reproduction is a way to prevent extinction of a species. This is true for the continuity of the species. So I'm going to end off today's lesson with these 4 main points. So I hope you remember. The first one being that what is reproduction? I hope you recall what it is. The organs in the male and female reproductive system. So by now, you should be able to understand the anatomy of the different reproductive, the 2 different reproductive system, and understand, especially boys and girls, make this very, very clear. Urine does not exit from the vagina. Your baby is, again, your fetus does not swim inside your urinary bladder where the urine is. So please be very, very clear. All right. And of course, the 2 reproductive cells, which are your egg and your sperm. All right, boys and girls, that's all I have. Thank you very much for entering my lesson. I really appreciate all of the engagement that we have today. I really enjoyed today's lesson. Take care and have a nice day. Bye-bye.